The leader's role is not, although you will do this stuff, your job as a leader is not to file reports or facilitate meetings or to plan things or to talk to senior people or to hire, fire, promote, or be confident and have the answers. You're going to do those things. They aren't the point. You do those things to support what matters. And those things are things like identifying the goals, validating the goals, changing things, sometimes dramatically and potentially even dangerously for you to reach that goal. You need to care about the team. You need to care about the player and the game. You need to be curious and open-minded. You need to learn whatever skills you need, and then you need to adapt to whatever your environment is as a leader, because you're going to be changing a lot. Every team you're going to be on needs a slightly different leader, and you need to be able to become that leader to some degree. You'll always be you, but you're going to adapt wherever you go. And I want to talk about those last two real quick, the learning the skills you need and adapting to whatever your new environment is. These are a big deal. Leaders are not something, again, where you just can go through, read a book, and be like, now I know how to lead. You need to be learning all the time. You need to be learning about the different disciplines you're leading. You need to be learning about the game you're trying to make, the organization, the cultural goals, the way the process works and who's changing it and how that works for you and what you need to push back on and what you don't. Leadership is a constantly learning role. If you're not up for that, don't be a leader. Once you're good at learning, it's going to make you able to adapt to whatever your environment is. So 3 key values: humility, courage, and care that I talked about. So what do you actually do, right? I've talked about this thing, leading well in game development. The problem is I don't have, here's the 5 steps for you, and I don't think anybody does. You do everything and you do nothing. You're going to do whatever needs to be done to transform the organization into a place that moves towards their vision and objectives. You do those things while caring about your team, the players, and the studio. You're going to avoid all the distractions that are going to take your time off that path, because your job is to bring everybody else to a place where they're succeeding. There will be a million distractions that will come up. You need to stay away from them. They will always be there. Okay. A final story, a little bit more of a positive one than some of the others. I realized one time when I was actually on the SRU team where I'd started off very badly by undercutting my own authority. It ended well, and we shipped a great product. But one of the things that was fascinating is by the time I got to the end of that product, I was no longer as necessary for the day-to-day. I'd done enough to lead well, to establish a healthy culture. And it wasn't just me. There were leaders around me, and that team was amazing. But I'd done enough to lead well, to bring up other leaders, that when we got to the end, it was so interesting. I didn't have that much that I was actually doing. And when you're thinking about a major release, it's weird that, the development manager, like the lead operational producer on that project, I wasn't going crazy, tearing my hair out, running around, because my team had it. The leaders around me had it. I remember as we were coming up to that, to release, it was a few days before release, and we had a big blocker bug show up, and our lead QA, awesome guy named Joe, he pinged me. He said, "Hey, we got a blocker bug." And I didn't go like, "Okay, what, blah, 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 this is what we got to do." Blah. I just asked him, like, "What do you need from me?" And he said, "Nothing, just letting you know." And it was so powerful for me in that moment to realize, holy cow, we're, days away from this huge release that we've been working on for years. And we have a blocker bug come up, and my lead QA feels fully confident that he can handle it on his own. He doesn't need me. And he did. He went and he talked to the engineers. They got it resolved. They got it figured out. I think I said something to him like, "Cool, like, let me know if you need me," right? I'm here to help. I'm here if you need my positional authority, if you need my advice or expertise, I'm here. But he handled it. That didn't happen overnight. It took a long time. And again, I was surrounded by amazing people. But it was a great example for me. It was power. Like I said, it was powerful for me in that moment to realize, holy cow, this is possible. Like, you can lead well and you can create a better organization that can solve problems on their own, that doesn't rely on me to fix everything, because I don't know everything and I can't fix everything, but the team can. And I built a resilient team, again, with the leaders around me. I hope that doesn't sound like I'm taking all the credit for that, because, gosh, I worked with some amazing people on that project. Okay, real quick then, practically, steps to leading well. First, do you know your goal? If no, find it. Find your goal. If you do know the goal, or if you had to go find it, now you know it, are you able to influence the org? If no, develop the relationships, the courage, and the skills to do so. Start small if you have to. Change what you can. Let's say you know the goal and you can influence the org. Are people following you? If no, find out why. Build trust. Serve through leadership. Connect people to the goal. demonstrate that you care, and people will start trusting you. And if you know the goal, you're influencing the org and people are following, congratulations. You are leading and can positively impact your game